What's up, guys? Rick from DFS On Demand here with a big announcement about something we've been talking about for months, and that's a season-long fantasy golf league. So I'll be the commissioner of a fantasy golf league this year. I know I've gone back and forth with a lot of you about different formats. Golf is very unique. You cannot just translate fantasy football rules over to fantasy golf. So I think I've come up with something that we will all really enjoy. Off the top here, this is going to be limited to 200 owners. The software we're using, I can't get any more than that, and I think this is going to fill up very quickly. So there is a link in the description that will be a direct invite to the league. You click that link, go in, sign up, pay your entry fee, and you're in. I highly encourage you to do that sooner rather than later because this is going to fill. And if you don't pay, and I've got people on a wait list and you haven't paid yet, like I'm going to start booting people that haven't paid. So I encourage you to do that all up front. Additionally, I am going to give away. I have saved one spot in this for someone that I'm going to give away an entry to, and I'm going to pay for it. I'll tell you how to get into that contest in a second. It'll involve just a little 5-star review. But first, before we do that, let me read you the rules of what's going on here. I've got my list and I want to make sure that I don't forget anything. So this is a $50 buy-in. It'll be hosted on Fantrax. I've never used Fantrax before, but it seems highly customizable, and they have a treasury feature. So you're not going to pay your $50 to me. You're going to put it into Fantrax, and then me as the commissioner, I will distribute it at the end of the year based on the payouts. Now, I don't know what those payouts are going to be yet, because if we get 25 people, that's a big difference between 25 and 200 people. We will pay out differently. There will be divisions of 8 teams. So you will be an owner with 7 other owners in your division, and we will have as many divisions as we need depending on how many owners we end up getting. If I have to switch it to 10 team divisions and 20 divisions, I'll do that if we get all 200. And it's going to run from the Sony Open to the BMW Championship. So we will have a little bit of time here in early January, the first week or so of January, to get everybody in, do all of our drafting, and get everything set up. And we will end before the Tour Championship, where there are only going to be 30 golfers at Eastlake. All right, here's what you're going to do. You're going to draft 12 golfers. So every team's going to have 12 golfers. So between 100 and 120 golfers are going to be off the board in every single division. And you will take your best 4 scores from each of your golfers each week. So this is best ball. That means there is no line, there's no transactions. You don't have to set a lineup, and you cannot make trades. So once the draft is done, you are basically done with this until you're just following along with the points. So the system will automatically take your top 4 scores each week and assign that to your team. If you have 7 guys playing that week, it'll take your top 4. If you have 3 guys playing that week, it'll only take your top 3 scores. So start thinking about how many tournaments each one of your golfers is actually going to play. The draft will be conducted, it's online, but via email. So I haven't done this with Fantrax yet, but it looks pretty cool, where instead of trying to get 200 people to all agree on a draft date and time, it'll be done via email. So you'll draft within your own division. So that means if you have the first pick in your own division and you take Rory McIlroy, for example, like, you're the only person who's going to have Rory in your division, but obviously Rory is going to be owned in every other division. Okay, so that's how this is going to work. That way we don't have to have, a player pool of 2,000 golfers deep. So what will happen in the draft is you'll have 12 hours to make your pick. I highly encourage you to take less time than that so that we can get this going and we can round out the draft and get all the teams set. But you'll get an email when it is your turn, and you'll get an email when you are on deck. So when you get that email that you're on deck, please be aware, please be ready that your pick is coming up. Then you'll log into like the online portal, you'll make your next pick, and you'll move on. So these drafts are going to take multiple days to get done, but hopefully not too long. The scoring is very similar to DraftKings, but it's not identical. So it will still give hole by hole scoring, 3 points for a birdie, minus a half a point for a bogey, all of that stuff. But it does not give separate points for individual finishing positions. So you're going to get extra points for first, and you'll get extra points for a top 5, a top 10, and a top 25, but it doesn't distinguish between like 7th and 8th. So it's fairly similar, not identical. It will not include like 3 birdies in a row. It will not include scoring like the bonus for all 4 rounds under 70. So very, very similar to that. Now, a couple things here. I want this to be fun because we're going to be playing for some things. So I want you to go in and make a team name, make your logo, have fun with it. I plan on, yeah, now's the time. I plan on, I've got my assistant here. I plan on making videos throughout this, right? So there'll be a video when we assign the divisions and determine the draft orders. I'll randomize that and we'll have everybody. I'll do updates as much as possible. And I will also try to put together a little prize pack for the winner, which will also include this beautiful trophy here, which I will get the winner's name on, and I'll mail this to you. But we'll talk about what the payouts are going to be when we see. But my idea is, if you win your division, you will win something. And then there will also be prizes for the overall finishers, right? So it's best ball. It'll just be an accumulated score throughout the year. And quite frankly, this is the first time we've ever done something like this. So the rules or the idea behind this might change a little bit between now and the time that the league actually starts. So bear with us. We'll work through it all together. And then finally, as I mentioned, I'm giving away an entry into this. So I've saved a spot. Technically on the software, there's only 199 teams available because I've saved one for the person who wins this. But if you're already signed up, that's okay. I will just either pay your entry fee for you. So here's what you have to do. If you have not heard the good news on Twitter, I am now a part of the CBS Sports golf team for the upcoming 2020 season, meaning I'm going to be hosting the First Cut podcast, and you might see me on other CBS Sports entities. We'll see how it goes. But what you have to do is go over to the First Cut podcast, and I will link the podcast in the description. Leave a 5-star review. Say something nice about the show. Hey, you're looking forward to listening to the pod in 2020, something like that. Leave me like your Twitter handle, ideally, so that I can get in touch with you if you win. But that will be your way to get into this contest where I give away one entry into this fantasy league. And it should be a lot of fun because that's just another place where we will be able to talk all about golf for the upcoming year. All right, I think that's it for now. I'll come back on and we will do a video for the divisions, a video for the draft orders, and just kind of give updates on how everything is going. But highly encourage you to go and sign up now, pay your money now, because I think this is going to fill very quickly. All right, guys, good luck. Talk to you soon.